Right, 3 out of the 9 done. Critical hit, critical hit, critical hit. A miss. Stationary object and you missed. Through some miracle. I hate the music in this map area. Worst music in the entire Neverwinter game. Just god awful. Potion of protection from evil. Bolts and light armor.
Here you meet your end!
Magical longbow. Doesn't really matter what it is, it's gonna be better than the one we have currently. Right. Let's take a look at this area. It has another quest giver. Reminds me, how many rats have I killed? $550. Some more experience than I'm getting out of the fighting by far, so better way to get experience in combat. Plot giver. Yeah, there are no plot givers here anymore. He's been killed. That seems like a pretty weird thing that's even possible. losing to a rat. Right, so there was a quest giver here at some point, and it was horribly gangbanged to death. Still, not much I can do about it now. You'd have to approach this place from another direction to be able to do anything about it. I guess the random nature of these level strikes. What the fuck is that? Widow Guard. That seems fairly dangerous.
I carry too much. Walking is difficult.
Don't think these are actual structures, they're just doors, right? Okay, that area I think had a guaranteed merchant, so we'll go there. Yeah. Well, we can get at least some sort of an upgrade. We do have a regeneration item. That would help a little bit. But it would, what exactly would it replace? This is much more important. I would have been dead long ago if I didn't have that amulet. Damage reduction. I really do hope that bags of holdings or some sort of good magic pouches come on sale fairly quickly, because this is tedious. You need some sort of fast travel system between your base and the action. That's the key part in this type of adventuring, so you don't waste time going back and forth walking. Waypoints, time portal scrolls, that sort of thing. Show me what you got. Terrible, just god awful. Haunting Shield. Extra bonus defenses against piercing attacks. Bonus attack versus evil. This is an elemental summoning bowl, isn't it? Yeah, water elemental commanding bowl. Mind if I take that? Distractions against bosses, that sort of crap. Wait. Does positive energy damage versus neutral evil opponents. Yeah, that's fine and all, but that's pretty goddamn specific. New bow. +1 of spell resistance. Okay, it's not good, but better. Better than a regular longbow. Electric jolt. And use it, don't care. Piercing short sword. It's a piercing weapon that has an extra melee damage of piercing. So, great. And Fury arrows. Saving throws, discipline. Saving throws. That's rubbish. Damage resistance, negative energy. Not bad, but weird. I'd like to be able to at least identify +1 weapons without having to pay for it. That much lore I would like to have. Right, so we got a decent amount of cash again, but here's the but. Improved evasion. This would help against spells and traps. I think it's basically you make your saving throw, instead of taking half damage, you take no damage. Not exactly what we're looking for. Sure, I want to drop 16,000 or something like that. Confusion toy. 10th level confusion spell, 3 users per day. This is actually fairly good. If I can use it, I probably should take it. This would not be something we want to use all the time. This is something when we have a serious physical combat opponent. Because confusion is very effective against melee characters, field fighters. And this is some uses per day. They will never run out. And it seems like money is coming in constantly, huge amounts of it, so I feel it's a good idea to basically spend as much as possible if you see something even remotely interesting. That's a good rule of thumb if you do play Diablo type games. You can always save for something better that comes along, but usually it just means you play long stretches of the game using something terrible. So it's a more miserable experience than it really should be. the other hand, if you just spend the goddamn money, you get to enjoy good gear and favorable gameplay for some time. And you'll get more money, always can get more money. Should be the 5th area. Another encampment. Quest giver encampment, so I think we came from there. So the quest giver should be... Actually, I'm not quite sure where it should be. If that's the camp, then the quest giver should be right here. I think we need to attack aggressively, otherwise it's gonna die. Whatever it is. There's an ooze maybe entirely. Confusion! Yeah, this is what confusion does. I needed 13 on a dice roll to survive this though. Yeah, and they saved my ass, thanks. Do it, cat.
To the fight! Onward!
Lot of rats. Greater Cleave would work well here. More or less just worried that it'll start working all that well fairly quickly. We're not exactly leveling up super fast, so have to be somewhat careful where we put our few feeds we get. I don't think I want to take the traps anymore. They're not that valuable to take a huge amount of injury space. Scimitar. Gem recipe. Attack bones versus neutral. That's worthless. Well, I won't appreciate it, at least. Tower shield. Okay, that's an improvement. It's probably at least +1 tower shield. I still plan to go on some kind of two-handed weapon, but I think for now the shield is better because we don't really have much going on. Armor class isn't that high, our attack bonuses aren't that good, our number of attacks isn't anything special, and our equipment isn't that good, so later on. Do I want an ooze method? Maybe, because it has damage reduction and regeneration, same as Calberol. It might stay alive fairly well. Show me what you got. Some expensive boots, boost of regeneration, +2, holy shit. Spell resistance 16, that's powerful too. Gloves of immunity. Immunity to death magic. I'm sure that's very valuable as the full play +2 of regeneration. We must have this. Better armor, regeneration +2, pretty powerful. Tower shield. Well, there's probably a lot of other enemies here, so we can probably get the money together sooner or later. Definitely can't get it now though. Wheel saving throws. It's not good, but it's better than nothing. Spell resistance, dark vision. Right, we need at least extra 10,000 before we can get it good stuff. Hopefully he still has it. I think he has it until I leave the area and come back. So we need to scrounge up every penny at this point. Kill the wizard. Kill the fucking wizard.
Meet your end! For the mother's wrath!
Who the fuck did that? I don't know. I can account for that. Troglodyte fighter. I think there's just certain areas here that spew poison. This helps a little bit, but it's not good enough. We'll rush the plot giver. Hopefully he's still alive, whoever he is. Wins the vampire. Help me. You've got to help me out. I'm in quite a quandary. People are less likely to hurt you when they know your name. Mine is Wins. My mate severely craved for you to approach a kobold named Ken. Ken can be found on level 1. I will need to accompany you on this task. Once you have spoken to Ken, the kobold will reward you with 500 gold and experience. Would you be able to help me? Sure. Blessed news. This is going to end badly. Fine. He's a goddamn vampire who regenerates and is even more deadly than the troll, except he's a wizard, so that's no good. Still, as long as we keep him out of trouble, he'll survive. 22 hit points isn't much, but he's a vampire, so that's not all that easy to take out. Not for rats and dire rats and shit. Pseudo Dragon. Dead Butlers.
This day is your last. This day is your last.
Everyone here is fairly well protected. If I can just get the regeneration armor, that'll be good for us. Because then the little black cat is the only one who doesn't have a regeneration going for him. Potential weapon we might want to hold on to. Although that's probably just a +1 weapon, which is fine, but not something I would like to hold on to. It's not that good. But if we sell everything extra, I might be able to afford the armor. It's definitely worth it though. Slightly... there's nothing here. I was about to say there's slightly suspicious dark area out there. I was wondering if it'd be a secret. Or whatever. I don't see any indication that it is. Each item is probably worth about 1,000. 500 to 1,000, I believe. We don't have that many. We can sell the armor we are currently wearing though. The jewelry can be very expensive if it's something good. Weight reduction on a ring, yeah. 5% cold immunity. Fantastic. We are reaching the 30,000 line though. So even if these are pretty much worthless items, it's regeneration +1. Another regeneration item versus passive energy damage reduction. Yeah, that's something that's no one's gonna use. So I'll take the regeneration, thanks. Passive energy is such a hard thing to resist usually though. I can easily sell some gems to get the money. What about this? Yeah, full plate isn't worth much, and it's just a full plate, it's not even a magical plate. 32,000 basically. I have 29,975. So I need 2,000 from someplace. Amulet of Regeneration. This is much more useful. I'll sell the Amulet of Regeneration. It's not that amazing, also it's just enough what we need. So, 2 points better armor. And I have 3 regeneration going on right this second. And damage reduction. So I think we're getting into a very good position overall. It's super cool with the weapon though. The main problem is just it doesn't do really any damage. Critical threat range is pitiful, the critical damage it does is pitiful. There's nothing good about the weapon. still, single item piece, massive improvement in what we can do. And a vampire joins the team. More rats. 450 experience. 1500 and we'll get a level up. First weapon master. No, we can't take a weapon master yet. You need weapon focus. I don't have a weapon focus. Another quest giver and a puzzle. Quest giver should be, well, doesn't matter, we're gonna run for it. Try to locate it as quickly as possible. I have no idea where you think you're going. Grills is not doing all that well. Holy shit. That's a lot of damage. Basically a high level mage. Singing sword. Immunity fear. Sonic damage. No damage. Okay, I want to do something about the cat. I don't particularly care if the cat dies or not, but it doesn't mean I want to let it die without any effort to keep him alive. Plot giver has to be there. Wonder if there's a limit to how many will join at a time.
Your end!
This day is your last!
This is the Hearts of the Sword Coast puzzle. Took a huge time to learn it, because I didn't bother to actually ask additional instructions from the guy who gave it to me. It's fairly simple though. Roy? Rob?
Well met.
Roy. Luck is with me. You've got to help me out. I'm in a quandary. Have you heard of me? Probably not. My name's Roy. A friend of mine intensely desired for you to commune with a kobold named Farron, who can be found on level 2. Once you have spoken to Farron, the kobold will remunerate you with 500 golden experience. I hope I haven't offended you. You can't help, right? Sure. But we don't think you can come with us, though. So it's 2 at a time. It is written, some bloody gnome came up with this, but there were parts that were amiss. I changed the sides to red, blue, green. Now light the orbs and make them shine clean. Arrows add their colored light. Mix and match until you get it right. The price will show when all glow true. Then something special will come to the winner. So these were add colors until you get white, basically. They seem pretty much white already. No, that's cyan. Close to white, but not white. Cyan is green and blue, so add red. Red and north. Northeast. Blue north. Yellow is a green and red. So we need a blue there. Red shaft. Purple. Yellow. Okay, could you losers get out of the way? Secret portal. Okay. Okay. These probably weigh a ton and aren't worth much.
I carry too much. Walking is difficult.
Yeah, I sort of thought that. So, secret place that had shitty enemies and unremarkable loot. If I already didn't know how to complete this puzzle, it could have been a nightmare. Long time to complete, and the reward is basically nothing. Right, if we go to the west, we could sell our crap. That's probably the smart thing to do. No, north, because we have to go north anyway later on. It's the only way to reach the 3 remaining locations. Both of the quests I currently have should be completable on level 1. Maybe hire the ooze method too. I guess they probably work a different way compared to the bot givers, possibly. Spell resistance and fortitude versus appraise and reptilian defense, right? Spell resistance spells. We have so many spell resistance from so many different items. Only the highest value is relevant, though. Ranger bonus spells. Level 0. Massive heavy flail. Massive criticals, 1 extra damage. Enchantment bonus +1. This is not bad. The best thing about heavy flails really is that it does bludgeoning damage. There's a lot of enemies, undead and the golem types, that are much more vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. Does decent base damage. Critical threat range is okay, but the critical damage is terrible. Extra negative energy damage. It's a better weapon than the one I currently have, no doubt about that. Xenos as bracers. These bracers are made of heavy brass and are covered with blue drawings, likely orcish runes meant to bless the wearer with protection and good health. Carved into the rim of the brass by someone other than an orc craftsman is the word Mesarmos. This was Xanos, I think, was a companion in one of the original game campaigns. Undertide. I'm not sure, should I hold on to these or should I just sell them away? No, it's not like I can equip them anyway, so off you go. Piercing damage resistance, not bad. We have a lot of slashing damage resistance. Well, at least I think we have. Yeah, we have it on an item I'm not currently equipping. But piercing, that's thieves, that's archers. I'll hold on to this. This is positive energy. Slashing. Reduced weight amulet. Fire resistance. Yeah, these are things that might be interesting maybe at some point. Level, immunity level and ability drain. Oh, that's a big thing. More valuable definitely than the regeneration in my book. %5% fire immunity. It's one of those things. Probably one of the better ways to disable my character is to just tank my strength. I'll lose everything in my ability to move. I won't do damage, I won't hit all that well, just everything falls apart. But level drain at this point would also be catastrophic for me, so that's a big deal. I'm just quickly glancing through if there is something, ring of regeneration. Damage immunity. When I sold it. I am interested in the ring of regeneration, because I think we have at least one worthless ring. Probably this. And regeneration is one of those things where it's not that big of a deal if you have a little bit. It's a massive deal if you have a lot of it. We're still left with 20,000 gold, so it's not like we're totally poor. We want to keep getting our funds increased constantly, because if something really big comes our way, we have to get it. Currently, I've seen items that are worth a few 10,000 coins maybe. $30,000 something. But there were already good items. But we would like to have enough gold buffer to maybe closer to 100,000. So something where we can buy something really good. 500 gold, 500 XP. I need 594 XP to get a level up. Be another fighter level. Has to be. Okay, cool your shits. The fighters handle it. That's a lot of fighting though. There's a huge amount of wizards here, and then there's the warden. That's probably the boss of the entire place. There are way too many wizards though.
To the fight!
We need to just attack the warden. Because I need it to... we need to prevent it from attacking anyone else. That's the main goal. And the cat is dead. Wasn't even a critical hit. I'm gonna kill the vampire too, I think. Because my character refuses to attack him. I don't understand why. He's clearly the biggest threat, but no. There's random orc number 8 there that has to be hit for some reason.
For the mother's wrath!
That's also mini boss too. Right, I'm healing 3 hit points per round.
Here you meet your end! Here, follow me.
Cool your heals, cool your heals. Sea River. Resist alone. Nah, doesn't. It's not even magical. I got my hopes up for nothing. Picking up everything so I can clean this place up a little bit. So much stuff piled up on top of each other there, it's hard to
I
say
carry
what
too much. Walking is
crap is
difficult.
Thieves tools +1. Yay! I guess we got the ability to produce those if we really want to. There is nothing here, so simple mini boss. Attack something. Level drain effect comes from my vampire. We don't have to worry about that.
The good of all! The good of all! To the fight! Onward! Here you meet your end!
Okay. Not great, not horrible. Only way to go forward is to go down. 2 map areas still left. I suppose we could get lucky and then have a merge in the next area. We're so close to the area entrance that we might as well go and take a look. Although we know that the previous area has a camp. We have a lot of loot just from this place. I think I need to start to buy bags simply because I can't carry all this shit. We're going to have to start filtering out certain type of loot items.
I carry too much. Walking is difficult.
I already loot these. Probably not. We got sort of dragged into the fight there. Right. Can I give you items? Yes. Actually, I don't know. At least I can see their inventory still, so it's not impossible. So slow. Oh, God damn it. Why don't we have some kind of quick travel system? It's not like the game doesn't have them. And even if they're a little bit cumbersome, they're still much more preferable to gym attack bonus +1. +1 attack bonus, that's not bad. And since we are already overburdened, we might as well take everything we can. Right, I'm heading back, simply because it's a guaranteed place where we can get rid of all this shit. Once we have a bit more money, definitely just not picking up certain things. More lore would also help. We could see immediately that certain items are not worth taking to a merchant. Okay, I can't access that goblin for some reason. Because it was somewhere completely different. Ugh. Right, this is a miserable way to play it. At the same time, we're so close to a level up. What's our base attack bonus? 5. We should be getting a second attack. Where's the... Where's the trader here? Oh, it's in the... No, it's in that area. Shit. I suppose it doesn't matter which area we go to. 2 map areas still left. We have to start filtering this shit. Have to. Suppose we should stick to items that at least could potentially be something that we really might use. Items that are obviously something that I'm not interested in and wouldn't use no matter what it is, we just need to give up. Yeah, it might be worth some money, which is the only reason I'm currently carrying this crap. But padded armors, for example, it doesn't matter what the armor is, I'm never going to use them. Same with the 2-bladed swords. I might get like 2,000-3,000 out of that if it's something besides +1. It's not worth this. On the positive side, we should be getting probably 30,000-40,000 gold total. I think that's a healthy amount. That I would imagine that can buy most good items. I mean, there's without a doubt some things that are massively more valuable, but at the same time, we are only at level 5, so I'm not so convinced that the merchant have anything like that on sale. Even usually the greater protection belts are the most expensive items, and they're around 30,000. Depending on how good you are at trading, but they're still very much affordable. So the need of gold storage is going to increase, but we don't need it now. Going through this crap constantly in order to get this. Items that are worth 500, maybe 1,000 at most. This is not a smart thing. 2,500 per weapon, or 1,000 if it's just a +1. Vampire's Dart of Seeking. Yeah, these are not worth bringing in to identify. Wisdom Shield. Ray of Frost. Weightless Club. Armor crafting and damage versus bludgeoning. Armor versus bludgeoning. Cold damage 200 sword. This is not a horrible thing to have. But I never would use a 200 sword, so it doesn't matter. But it has an elemental damage, that's the good thing about it.
I carry too much. Walking is difficult.
Yeah, it's been pretty difficult for a long time now. 2-weapon fighting. Not bad, could be valuable. Camouflage, don't care. Positive energy, saving throws. Fortitude, that's at least somewhat useful. But will is more valuable to us. $46,000. Yawning Portal Dagger. Some skill bonuses. Also damage negative. Color spray. Great Axe +1. Craft Trap +4. Electrical Jolt 1. Levels of Constitution. +3 Intimidation, +2 Constitution. That's not bad. At the same time, level ability to any immunity is much more valuable to me. Negative energy resistance. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Okay, what to do with the Gloves of Constitution? They're genuinely good items. I suppose you could also always give it to your allies, but that +2 Constitution translates to a lot of hit points in certain situations. But let's go. 56,700. We need 7 experience points to get a level up.
To the fight! Onward!
I wonder if the first level has any bosses. A lot of mini bosses, sure. I think 4 so far. But are bosses does every level have a boss, or is it just a dungeon has a boss, or a dungeon has a couple of bosses? But not on every level. So, there's nothing here, only thing to go is south. Yeah, there was a camp here. It's goddamn son of a bitch. No bosses though. Oh, they're attacking the camp. The merchant is some method, so it should have some protections. Down in this regeneration, that sort of stuff. It's not gonna go down without the fight. I'm not really worried about that. Ooh, I disrupted it. No, it disrupted itself. This is gonna do a lot of damage.
Here you meet your end!
The merchant almost died. How Celestial Fighter? Are you shitting me? probably most of the fighting. Hopefully that's most of the fighting. This armor with the robe. Tommy Undergallow. So this is companion here. I'm starting to be a little bit picky about what we're gonna pick. We want to be very careful about this. Basically, we want to know what he has more than what we can sell to him. Acid resistance 10, not bad. Full plate of +2 discipline. Yeah, it seems like there's at least a handful of random special abilities here mixing with these weapons. I believe safety 10,000. Some decent saving throws. I don't see anything useful this time. Just rubbish. Which is fine. Perfectly fine. We get to move on a little bit faster. Right, I need a weapon focus. Otherwise I can't be a weapon master. But what to take? A couple of points in lore probably wouldn't hurt. On the next level we'll have to take, probably won't have to take any more Intimidate. But Search, Tumbling, Weapon Focus. No, we need Whirlwind Attack and then Weapon Focus. Do we want to go with exotic weapons? We have to make the choice now. It'll delay going with the Weapon Master though. We go with Weapon Focus now, we can start focusing on the Weapon Master parts of things. But what to take? There isn't anything that special here. If we want to go with the special things, we will have to go with exotic weapons. There's no getting around that. Well, on the other hand, it is basically Scythe you are going with if you go that route. And it's... I actually do like the shield too, but if we do that, we really don't need to be using exotic weaponry. We might as well choose a weapon focus here. Good critical hit weapons would be Scimitar and Rapier. You can't compete with that. That's just critical hit after critical hit after critical hit. Problem is, if there are a lot of targets that are immune to that, so that will not go well. I like the idea of heavy hitting weapon, heavy hitting base weapon. I'm not super sure I want the Tower Shield, but Something like this. I don't like any of this shit. Whirlwind attack, please. And yeah, you actually do have to level up to get that. Show me your stuff. I need the basic information about the weapons. Dwarven Battle Axe has a good base damage and a good amount of critical threats. Battle Axe has a weaker burn, but you get it a bit sooner. Rapiers have the base critical threat range, but the base damage is terrible and the actual critical damage you do when you get criticals is terrible. Similar situation with the scimitars. Morning Star really doesn't have anything going for it. Warhammer would have decent damage, decent threat range, but it's the same thing with the axe. It would just do bludgeoning damage instead of slashing, which would be at least somewhat better. The exotic weapons, you have good damage and good threat ranges. Good damage, massive threat range. But again, the problem arises with the point is that when that isn't gonna work, then what? Piercing and slashing damage. Doesn't do much against units that are immune to most of that or highly resistant. But they have good base attack, base damage. So what exactly do I want? All the good enemies are immune to critical hits though. So... and they have a decent amount of damage resistance. I think we're gonna go with a blunt one-handed weapon. Because that way I'm pretty much sure no one can beat me in physical combat. I have a lot of magical gear, so I'm more or less immune to their spell attacks too, and the focus just needs to be developing the weapon as much as possible. So Warhammer is not a bad choice. It has a decent base attack damage and the critical threat range is 3 natural. We can raise it to 4 eventually. So if we have a lot of strength, a magical good hammer, it'll be devastating. And it'll get critical hits here and there. Not all that much, but here and there. So, Warhammer. Not sure if it's a great choice, but it's the choice we're gonna go with. We're going to have to mix spider levels in there at some point too to get the weapon specialization in. As to the damage, got our second attack, which is a big thing. mace. I think mace has too low a base damage to be all that useful. Kent. I think this was one of the objectives. Thank you for finding me. Here's the reward you were promised. 500 gold, 500 XP. More are still alive on level 1. I think the best use for these plot guys would really be to just, if they're good fighters, take them part of the group and then you can order the plot or quest entirely. Regeneration +1. Is good. It means I don't have to necessarily buy regeneration. Also, I wonder if it's +1 or additional +1. I assume it's just +1. But it's always not guaranteed, because if you control the amount of gemstones you keep out, it can still be controlled. I suppose we have an opportunity to test things. We would like to add +1 to attacking to this one, although I'm not sure about the... I don't like this at all. The only reason I have this because I don't have anything better. I add regeneration to a shield. Which type of regeneration? Normal regeneration, okay. Which property do you wish to add to this item? Regeneration. One dark gold scale gem you currently, or okay. Regenerative shield. Not bad. I regenerate like a troll at this point. And only one extra area and we can wrap this entire place. Terrible trash. Piercing damage resistance. Ugh, give me a break. Point blank shots. Wish there was a service that I could use that would identify all the items. Resistance against positive energy. Again. Why is positive energy so goddamn popular here? No one uses it. Regeneration +1. This had spell resistance, but we have spell resistance on other items that I'm currently using. Slashing resistance 10, that's a pretty good one. Even now, it's a pretty good one. Would have to give spell resistance though. This is not something I want to give up. This is gonna be good now and pretty much forever. Again, slashing is probably the most common. Like dragons, a lot of fighters, all do slashing damage. And I'm not sure how well it stacks, or if it stacks at all though. 10 is not a minor value. Probably won't double that. That will cover a lot of most critical hits. Right, one extra area and that's a wrap on this level. Only thing I really want to know is, do they have a boss here or not? There is a puzzle and access to a lower level. There is no boss, so we have to pick a level. I'm not disappointed. Also, puzzles can take some time to complete. So if I don't get it soon, that could be a pretty big time sink still. Oh. Ignore the goddamn bad people. I'd say this is a mini boss. Currently topping. Mini boss has defeated 6. I'm never gonna use it. How much money do I have? 82,000. Suppose after we've cleared this out of enemies and we have a lot of extra carry weight, we might as well take that silk crab too. We do have to visit a merchant. We're gonna get enough loot from the containers. We'll also have to say goodbye to our troll friend. Very, very useful guy to have. His regeneration helped us in our regeneration. I'm not going to downgrade to armor like that. It doesn't matter what it has. I'm gonna use plate armors. It has to be at least 7. It doesn't necessarily have to be 8 full armor. Half plate at least. But the halfway will have to be very good. HP means anything needs goes my way. Not sure about the troll, but of course the troll can even harm it. Not a mini boss, just a braid spider. Saving throws versus negative +2. I wish there was a better way to hold on to recipes, because your inventory is gonna get cluttered if every piece of crap here takes some inventory space. I have no idea what this puzzle is all about. It's a bad sign. Unlikely to be able to quickly wrap it up. Okay, that's probably the last of the enemies. So, have you killed all the rats? More are alive on level 1, so no. Where are more rats alive on level 1? I don't think I care, honestly, at all, so troll is more useful than the minor reward he's going to give me. Also, he pays me by the individual, so it doesn't really matter if there are more. I'm already getting a lot out of him. It is written, "Don't play with bouncing balls inside," is what they always said, but lied. For bouncing balls is often fun, and if you aim things right, it can be done. Down the rows the balls run through, align them all in columns true. When the statue breaks, don't you run, you'll find the prize once you've beaten it. So, Energizer spheres. I suppose those are balls in question. And we need to hit the statue. Wonder how this works. Can I... Oh, I've saved. Let's see. So everything needs to be hitting there. I wonder how these work. Ah, so what happens if I rotate a column? This side, right? So we can't change individual arrows, and we need to get all 4 to zap there, I guess. Right, this is the very least we can do. Everything sort of alters in a very predictable manner though, so this is not some kind of a thing that's done by randomly testing things. This was already actually in a fairly good position, so I just messed it up by moving these. Right, it'll go right there. This will be directed there and there, so this has to be changed. Ding 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 ding, yeah. Just get stuck. What about now? So that will go well, this will go well, this will go in circles. However, it doesn't matter, these two are taken care of. We need to get these 3 lines to work in a given manner. Or columns rather. Still, it's not like I can move them in all that many points. Zip, 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 zip. Right, not gonna work. Not gonna work. Zip, zip. Not going to work. Now it'll take it the same way this will go. Which is no good. There's really no harm in tweaking this like this, because it'll still go exactly the same way, or a little bit of a different route. But from here, this will go there too. I think everything more or less goes fine. And it doesn't really have anything to
I carry too much. Walking is difficult.
Yes, it is. Walking is very difficult. Right. Stay in the way. Carry my burdens. I'm transferring the items now instead of previously, because I only have so few items I need to transfer. Previously, when I would have had to massively transfer items, I didn't want to do that. And I don't particularly care what the troll here wants to do. I want to move to the next level. Well, if Calberol deserts me, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't care about the... Well, I do sort of care about the other guy, the archer. Where was he? I think it's there. He wants to go to level 2. And masturbating troll here... Not sure what he's thinking. but it's only 500 experience points, and that's not much. That is not much. Still, it's not a big deal. I just don't know what is the best way really for us if we are trying to look at leveling up. Because I suppose we got a single level out of this, but it was a lot of work, a lot of action in exchange for 5,000 experience points. A lot of it came from the plot givers though. Hellbarrel probably contributing to the most of it. Definitely more rat. I definitely got more from rats than I get from escorting the vampire to meet his contact. Still my crap here. Could think about hiring the ooze method. But we have to be more selective with this. It's not like I'm gonna use a small shield no matter what. Maybe later if the armor class stops being relevant really. But currently it's too important for our ability to deal with the enemies. It's almost always us versus a vastly numerically superior force of some sort. Especially if we lose the plot givers from our team, things will just get worse and worse and worse. Is that it? That is it. Will saving throws. Right. I think the reward for the other guy was 500 if we get him to somewhere on level 2. Also, where exactly am I? Yeah, where's the plot giver though? It's not marked here anymore. So I came here for nothing. Excellent. Ah, well, I'll go to the staircase and leave things there. I should have, yeah, 97,000, that's a healthy amount of gold to have. So if we get something new, a new level of gear from the new level 2 merchants, I should be able to afford some decent upgrades. The biggest thing I think I can look forward to is permanent haste, boots or armor. Then would be damage resistance regardless of what type of magic level the enemy weapon has. Then everything on offensive power, that's about it. We need immunities too. Death magic immunity is a must have. We already have the ability drain immunity. That's more important because the likeliest next stream of enemies we're going to have to face is the basic status effects, so attribute negatives, poisons, that sort of stuff. Haste wouldn't raise our armor class to 32, as in 30 also. That's the level of armor class you can usually expect when you are at level 15. We're not gonna be at those levels for a long time, and if the equipment would God damn it. If we keep gaining equipment at this rate, we'll have armor class vastly over 30 at level 15. Assuming we ever get to level 15. Because we're getting equipment that is more appropriate to the Horse of the Underdark expansion than it is to a level 6 character. Has anything changed? Plot giver, puzzle, exit area, text area. So we're in the left upper corner. Probably. I'd like to go to plot giver just to make sure he's gonna be horribly murdered here. And a puzzle. I'm gonna ignore that for now. Yes. Vampire. Please not be a mage. I acknowledge your presence. I have a proposition that I think might interest you. This is a good time for introductions. Call me Leas. My mate yearns for you to gather dire rat droppings. Are you fucking shitting me? Some are found on creatures on level 2, and I will compensate you for each one you gather. 100 gold and experience for each dire rat droppings. Sure. But he's not gonna come with us. Okay, so a little bit different. Not that it matters too much. Alright, I'll keep going at least to complete this dungeon. Maybe see if there's any development in some sort of overall arcing plot at that point. Because there seems to be a hint that there is something like that there. But if it goes for too long without anything happening, I'm definitely going to call it quits at that point. Because I don't see a point in doing these random dungeons. I just don't see it. The strength of Neverwinter Nights is not this random crap. It's in the crafted stories and adventures. They're, at least for me, they're actually fun. This sort of game, Diablo, what is it, Path of Exile or whatever, they do it much better. I would play them if I wanted to play this type of adventuring.